Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the party! Alright, so today, once again, this is keyboard number 3 that I have to make up my mind. So if you have not stayed tuned yet, we've done little demos on the M Audio 49 key Mark III, the 61 key Mark III, which are pretty much the exact same keyboard, just one's got more keys than the other, and the bigger one, of course, with more keys, also has semi-weighted keys, which are really nice. Otherwise, features, they're the same, okay, pretty well. Now, with this keyboard, this is the one that scares me, because I'm like, okay, it's not that I'm not capable of learning how to do all this junk, don't get me wrong, but my primary instrument is guitar. But I thought, well, you know what, the price is pretty good. It's on sale right now for $169, regular $249 at Long and McQuaid. Now, of course, they got 100 stores plus across Canada, so get yours now. Christmas is only a couple of days away. So I thought I'd take a look at this one with you guys, but I don't even know how to program all these sliders and all the pads and the dials, because that's all through your DAW, and you got to spend time and you got to figure this stuff out. And yeah, so what I'm basically doing is just going over, some of the features on these things, what they're capable of doing, and of course playing you a little bit of tunage here, right, and showing you a few things about them, and then you can kind of decide for yourself. I still have to pick one of these three, and it has to be one of these three. I have no other options available to me for MIDI keyboards that are also within my price range. But it's not just about the price. It has to fit my desk properly, and it's kind of like, well, I got to decide, what do I need for features on the keyboard for being able to expand my musical genius, we'll say. Okay. I'm not that great of a piano player, but I can hold my own pretty good on a number of chords, and I can play some songs. It's not a big issue. But, I need something that fits the desk, and this actually does too. These all have full-size keys, which is great. So let's go a little bit. They are also velocity sensitive as well. But you can control with the different knobs here and the buttons and the pads, and of course all these sliders to do all kinds of really funky, weird stuff. Changing your octave for transposing is pretty simple. It's like push a button, you're at -2 here, right? -1, standard 0. By the way, no sustain pedals are included with any of these things in the boxes, though you do get manuals and you do get cables. Okay, so not a problem. At least you can take it out of the box, plug it in right away, read the book and go, ah! Okay, and then get into diving in with whatever DAW you're going to use. And these do come with some downloadables as well. You do get a premium software suite for this as well. All that write-up and that is in the link to the description, in the description box below. You'll find the link to Long McQuaid and for each one of these keyboards in each video. And it's going to go through, it's going to bring you to the website. Canadian dollars, just keep that in mind. If you are not in Canada, don't worry about it. It's going to be cheaper for you if you're in the States, more expensive if you're in Australia or some other country. Who knows, could be even cheaper, right? But regardless of that fact, the specs are here. So you can read about, 8 assignable knobs, 2 banks of 8 velocity system trigger pads with note repeat for beat function, all that junk, all that stuff. You've got the 1/4-inch input for your sustain pedal. I'm just using a cheap all-metal Yamaha pedal. They're about $25-30 new. But if you want something a little more professional, then yeah, you can get that from your music store or go shop on Amazon. I do recommend the Amazon Basics model because it also has polarity switch if you need it. And speaking of polarities, plug the pedal in before you turn the power on. Otherwise, you're going to be in full sustain mode and have to step on the pedal to cut off sustain. But if you do it the correct way, you just turn the power on after you plug it in, and you know, when you let go, the pedal, you're not touching the pedal, no sustain. Touch it, we got sustain. There you go. MCB Beats, Ableton Live, DAW software, Virtual Instruments, Hybrid 3.0, multi-oscillator synthesizer, mini grand acoustic piano by AIR Music, MCP Beats expansion packs, producer kits, the whole enchilada. Baby, there's a lot of included software for this thing. Now, you do have to download all this stuff, obviously. They don't give you a CD or anything. No, because versions change all the time, so you want always the most up-to-date versions anyway. So, now in the box, you will find the Oxygen 49 MKV. You will find a USB cable, software download card, quick start guide, safety and warranty manual. And we have, on the basic level here, USB and MIDI controller specs, 49 full-size keys, synth action with velocity, play quiet, play louder. Okay, MIDI control surfaces, 9 times fader encoders, which are all each independently assignable, which is pretty freaking cool. You have the 8 times endless rotary encoders, also assignable. I don't know about endless, they do stop at each end, so I don't know what they mean by endless, but whatever. 1 times white wheel modulation, or sorry, 1 times wheel modulation, not white, and 1 times wheel pitch bend, so it don't work on a piano. Modulation does though. Okay. Now, the pitch, of course, is spring-loaded. Modulation is not. So keep that in mind. If something sounds off, it's the modulation wheel. Then, of course, performance functions, arpeggiator, note repeat, transport controls. Power is just USB only. That's it. You just plug it into your hub or your direct into your computer. Now, if you are kind of stuck with a Mac system that has only Type-C ports, you have a couple choices. You got a clamp-on, plug it in the side dock that has those ports that you'll need for USB-A, or get a USB-A to USB-C adapter, plug it in that way. There are always options here, okay? Not a problem, okay? Anyways, but yeah, this, you get a lot with these for the little amount of money you pay. MIDI keyboards are very inexpensive. They can get expensive though, but otherwise they're generally very inexpensive. Like this thing is normally $250, which is actually more expensive than the 61 key Mark III. But then again, it's 61 keys, it's Mark III, it's semi-weighted keys, blah, 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 and it has very stripped down functionality compared to this with all these, you know, pads and all this other junk, right? So you do get a lot in this for only a few dollars more, like 30 bucks more, but you get a few less keys, and you know, they're not semi-weighted, but they're not stiff, they're not loose, they're actually really nice. You know, they have a nice feel to them, so I can't complain there. Some people call that spongy or springy. I just call them, they feel good. So if it feels right, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Now, as for, you know, if we want to go in and play around with a drum kit, for example, there's something that's pre-assigned already there, okay? And when you run out of parts of your drum kit, you're definitely going to run out of keys to hit. There's other stuff too, right? Nothing's labeled, by the way, so you're on your own. Yeah, there's definitely, like, depending on the DAW you're using, I use Logic Pro and GarageBand. There's like gazillions of stuff in there, and I can add more plugins and all that other stuff too, so no problem, okay? Now, my thing here is, of course, you guys, if you've been following these videos, you'll know I need something that fits the table. This fits perfect. No hassle, okay? The 61 key keyboard starts here, ends about here. It's like, hey, it's borderline, okay? But it's also narrower too, which is nice. This is a little deeper. But look at all the extra goodies you get, right? I mean, it's gonna have to be deeper. You know, it's these things are all made out of plastic, which is not a big deal. They're pretty good. Don't worry about it. You're fine. But yeah, this one's a little bit deeper. It's got a lot more features to it. So if you're looking for a more featured packed keyboard than the other ones that we looked at, this is definitely a really good option, but you got a lot of learning to do, okay? In order to figure out how to program all this stuff with your controls and all that, and your mixing, whatever the heck you're doing with these faders and assigning them to, you got a lot of figuring out to do. Same as, you know, assigning these pads and banks and all that, and, you know, using the other buttons over here and all that jazz. You got a lot to figure. At least the octave thing is pretty straightforward. You just push the button up or down, and 0 brings you back to 0, which is standard. Okay, so if you're thinking about like key tuning wise, how do I really explain this? Let me just try and get out of here somewhere. Grand piano, piano, oh, grab piano. Oh, that's got padding choir. I'm not sure if I like that one too much. That's what I was looking for, grand piano. There we go. So this would be like standard tuning, right? So we're in the key of G. So we got G, D, C. I believe this would be E minor, if I'm correct. Anyways, so that'd be like standard. Then if you wanted to go up to, you know, the next octave up, right? And you can do this stuff on the fly too. And you can go like literally -3 to +4. So there you go. And the quality of sound and the volume depends upon what you're using. I'm using M Audio reference monitors. Funny, hey, M Audio, right? I love my M Audio reference monitors. They are fantastic. But yeah, quality of sound is going to depend upon definitely your speakers that are attached to your computer, or your USB interface, whatever. Mine are M Audio reference monitors. They can get pretty screaming loud if I want them to bad enough. You know, they can shake the guitars around on the walls. Don't worry. They may look small, but they're mighty. Okay. But I think this keyboard overall, I kind of really, I think I like it, but I'm just not quite sure that I'm ready to dive into all that extra programming. I want to be functional now. I'm not sure for me that I would need any of this extra stuff, but you might. And if that's the case, you're not going to get a better deal than Christmas deals right now at Long McQuaid. And these sales, by the way, do end at the end of December. So December 31st, it's game over, baby. You're back to $249 for this puppy brand new. Doesn't mean they don't have any used ones in the system. They might, and you can definitely save some coin, that's for sure. In fact, as far as in my province, 8 stores do have either a used or a demo in stock. And you can just simply click on that link and see, okay, well, in Oshawa, we do have one that is classed as used for $161. Now, that's still cheaper than the sale price, but it's a lot cheaper than paying retail, right? So, you know, and we can just keep scrolling through lists. We can find another one here. Whoa, there's one here for $146, another one for $161 at the same store, Bloor Street on Toronto. That's awesome. You know, we got another one here at Hirschway, Katana, Ontario for $161. And a few more used ones kicking around. So, and they, you know, and when you're like, say, in Ontario, for example, when you're shipping from another store, you don't have to worry about paying the extra for the shipping cost for the store to bring it in. They throw it on the truck and they bring it to the store nearest you. You can get shipping too, right to your door. They do that online when you're shopping online. Pretty sure they can do it too if you were in the store, but why ship it when you can get it right there? If you're bringing stuff in from out of province, like there's nothing in your province, you are going to pay, you know, a shipping fee of some sort on top of the price of your item. But if that's the only one they can find and it's not in Ontario or in Manitoba or even British Columbia type of thing, right? And it got to be brought in from out of province, there is going to be a shipping fee. I mean, I've bought a few things from Long McQuaid where I had to pay the shipping fee, which was kind of minor for some things, a little bit more for others, kind of depends on what you're after. But we do know in Ontario there is a bunch of these, so kudos if you want to get a used one, or brand new in your local store, right? And you always go for the store that's, you know, within your province and the closest store to you and see what they have. And if they don't, check around the province, you know what I mean? Anyways, I think $169 though, that's a really great price for this. And it does offer a lot more than the other two keyboards we looked at. It is a lot more advanced, so there is a lot more to learn. So if you are up for doing that, then this is going to be a great bang for your buck. And it fits on the table. You don't even need a keyboard stand, which is something I need to avoid this time around. I don't want a big keyboard on a stand. I have limited space. I need it to fit on the table properly. But I also have to want to like the item that I'm going to purchase too, right? Anyways, but overall, I say, you know, without getting into all the programming and jibber-jabber stuff with this thing, there is definitely a lot to offer here that is definitely functional in so many ways to Sunday because of all the programming you can do. I mean, you can keep your, you know, your regular piano here and program some synth stuff or maybe some drums up here, and you can do other stuff in this area as well. And then you got the knobs to do stuff, right? You can assign them for certain things. It's like right crazy. So pretty awesome for very much less than $200 on sale. And like I said, only $249 Canadian when it goes back to regular retail. But you can get used ones, and well, McQuaid does have sales from time to time too, normally too. So, you know, anyway, if you like it, grab yourself one. Links in the description below. Go from there with that, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Okay, see ya.